Good morning. My name is Kelly Boker. Welcome to my channel. Today I want to try something a little bit different. I would appreciate people who've been watching my videos giving me feedback underneath. Um, if you enjoy this, I'm going to try something and we're going to see how it works. I'm going to take a little bit of an excerpt out of my first book, Redefining Faith. And I'm going to just read you a little bit and then we're going to talk about it and see what we all think. First, I want to say that I'm imagining that most people who are on this channel are familiar with Abraham Hicks. Jerry and Esther Hicks brought through the entity known as Abraham and beautiful, beautiful channeled messages you can find on the internet, and you can go to their website. And that was where I was introduced to the law of attraction. And because the information resonated so completely with me, it was when I finally let go of my fear around channeling. I was able to let go of that, that dogmatic voice that was back here making me wonder if I was doing something wrong. So my guides refer to them. So I just wanted to mention that. You are asking what our message is in a nutshell. To this we say, the Abraham message is that the purpose of life is joy, and to that we agree. A big part of our message to Kelly currently in her development is that whether the human chooses joy or decides to wallow in misery throughout his lifetime because of quieting the voice of their soul in their heart and in their mind, it does not matter to us. Neither one gives non-physical energy any more joy or happiness. We are content. We're very interested in the path that we have helped you travel and that we help facilitate throughout this lifetime. We are very interested in that, but there is no disappointment or judgment around. You're looking for the word that will describe a feeling and the knowing that we are giving to you right now, and you struggle. It is much like a parent and a child relationship between non-physical and physical beings, as the parent does all that they can to help the child along. But ultimately, it is the child's choice and free will that decides the outcome. The only difference between the parent and non-physical is that we suffer no disappointment. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about that. It is such a big concept for us to wrap our minds around, but it is at the heart of it all. So much of the guilt that we suffer on this earth is because of the self-imposed shoulds and I'm not doing it right, and I'm not doing enough, and I'm not enough. And those are those tapes that were laid down in your childhood. And this is the absolute reoccurring theme that my guides are giving right now. And they have explained to me that, number one, they're going to continue to give that message because we are not owning it. And I'm right there with you. I do very well for a number of days, and then something will trigger me and I will struggle and I will step out of the adult Kelly and into the child Kelly. Not in a good way. We want to have the child Kelly, the child self, because the child self is that awe and wonder and playfulness and that brings so much joy into our life. So to talk about guilt and to talk about the not enoughness, if you can truly entertain in your mind the idea that the all that is has no interest at all when we fail. When we do the things that cause us upset, when we make the wrong decision for our personality and personal self at this time, when we make those trips and falls, it's like they don't even see it. That's the feeling that they give me. It's like they're very interested in our lives. They are coaxing us and nudging us, but there's no disappointment. we came to this earth to learn some lessons, whatever the lessons are, whatever the incarnation that is Kelly, to learn some things. And then when I die, I will take that little fractal of my oversoul, or I mean, that's as good a word as any. They didn't give me that. I think I heard that on YouTube. But it makes sense because they've explained to me that we are a whole soul on the other side, and that this personality is just a fractal or a little crystal or a little tiny shred of that oversoul. And that we come, and before we ever come forward, we have talked with people, met with people, and discussed, what do we want to do on this time around? What do we want to bring back that will help expand the all that is Kelly, but it is the all that is up there in you, and etc. So there are some there are some decisions that, and I can't tell you 100%. I definitely get this sensation. I know we choose our parents, and I know we choose the big things at birth. If a child is born with a deformity or an illness or any of that kind of thing, that decision was made before birth for the experience of the child and those around it. Have those precious ones that are born to this earth with autism and, perhaps mental deficiencies in some way. Those are precious, loving souls that said in heaven, and that's a good way to talk about it. They said, we will go forward because we love you so much. We will go forward and we will incarnate in this difficult situation and live our life in whatever way we can in order to have an impact on those around you. And so we can give great thanks to those blessed ones. Every time you look at someone, passing them in the grocery store, and you either have that feeling in your heart of compassion, or you have that feeling in your heart of judgment, or whatever it is, that is part of your life lesson. And that's how we navigate life. So to get back to that whole idea of that we come forward, there are lessons that we're going to learn, and our guides and our angel team and all of the non-physical helpers, and it is a very dynamic thing. The way I've been led to understand it, we have some core guides, I guess is the way to say it, entities that are with us from birth, and they are with us through the whole way. Mine identified themselves as Lacrosse, but I have seen over this past year, as I was able to channel Lacrosse, and then light language happened and things have morphed, the energy that I bring through now feels very, very different than what it felt in the beginning. Do I still feel the presence of Lacrosse and what that energy represents? Absolutely. But there's so much more. There's just so much more now. And it changes. And the cool thing is that we can actually, like, when I'm sitting down to try to figure something out on the computer, I send a little prayer up and say, can you bring me an angel that knows something about technology? Because this is so stressful to me. And all of a sudden things will just unfold. And that's why I know, and I've had some wonderful comments from people to help me with technology. God love you all. But it's why I know it will cut like butter when it's ready to happen. And I'm going to just let everything just unfold. That's just the way I have to do it. So to get back around to the idea that there is no judgment from the other side, there are cheering squad. The help is there all the time, coaxing us, nudging us, giving us those impulses. This morning, it was so remarkable because I had been looking. The way I got onto the Kevin Moore show was I followed the breadcrumbs and sent him an email. and said, this is who I am, blah, blah, blah. Would I be a good fit for your show? And it was quite a bit of time. I couldn't seem to find anybody that did interviews. And I was Googling different things and stuff. And I'm thinking, isn't that interesting? This morning, it was like 10 different things fell into my lap that I could email. Now, whether they turn into anything or not, I don't know. But I know that if it's supposed to, it will. And I'm okay with that. And I just let that flow because maybe all I needed to ever do was the one with Kevin. I don't know. And also Soul Fam, that sweetheart, Katrina, Catalina, oh gosh, I can't think how to say her name. But anyway, she was lovely as well. I think that's given us all some food for thought today. And I am wondering, I think I want to read just the rest of that little. So they finish that by saying, that paragraph by saying, we know there is no such thing as time, and that the soul that has incarnated as a personality will just come back and do it again, if that is what they decide. Interest is a great word that describes the relationship between non-physical and physical, and of course, unconditional love always. Interest is the word that describes. They are interested and coaxing and loving and not judging. So when you feel those feelings of guilt, ask yourself, what is this really? Is it a belief that it's my responsibility that everybody be okay? Because that's the one I deal with all the time. And excavate it, and then do the process that I've shared, and I'll share some more, and I'll share again the process to work with your inner child. Because my guides are telling me that this is the crux of this time space right now. And where the world is vibrating, the frequency of our world, you guys, this is the thing that we can do that's going to facilitate the world's, what's the word? Enlightenment, or I don't know, spiritual awakening. And that we are going to be able to shine our light and lift the frequency of the planet. But we need to heal. We need to heal so that that inner child is bringing the joy and the fun and the frivolousness and the, that's our inner child. That's what the inner child is supposed to be. That's that part of our personality. So take your inner child out to play today. Ask your inner child, what would you like to do? What could we do that would be fun? What can I do for you because I love you so much? Have that relationship with your inner child, and you're going to see your whole essence will start to change and blossom. So I wish you all a fabulous Sunday. Enjoy, and give me some feedback if you like the book thing, if that's fun. So take care, everybody.